I don't know when it's not started yet.
So we should keep smiling.
Yeah, just smile.
Now we are here.
Greetings, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
I see there's quite a few people popping in. I'm chilly today. I noticed you're running. So today, Larry's here. The guy in the middle is going to be our superstar. I'm going to announce him in just a second. The guy on now, I assume everybody sees it the same way I do. Maybe they don't. Anyway,
they don't.
There's William on the far side. Hi, William.
Hi there.
And we have a special guest today, and his name is Danny.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Yes, there's another
Hi,
Danny in the world of UpViral. Sorry, Danny, I was talking over you. Now we got two Dannys. Have you decided yet which nickname we're going to give you versus the other Danny?
No, we just keep the people confused.
So, Danny is the product manager for UpViral. Woohoo! New guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yay! So, Mark is out. We don't need him anymore. We are focusing on Danny. Danny is here just today for a brief introduction, and then we're going to kick him out. You can stay if you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
okay.
I know you're probably bored to tears trying to figure out what UpViral does and why you signed on to this crazy team to be able to do this. But, you know, if you're bored, you can hang out and watch William and I talk about an UpViral campaign. Woohoo!
That will be awesome. I'm curious about that.
So, Troy's here. Natalie's here from Quebec. Got to say that right. You can't say Quebec. It's Quebec. Devin's here. Larry's here. Good to see you guys. William, you have anything to say before we get started?
No, well, I can get started if you want, Mitch, but basically I'm here to inspire people, to provide some ideas for your own campaigns as well, and definitely also like to share. I was on the show, what was it, like 3 months ago or so? I was on the show and I shared a strategy for our own campaign for UpViral, and now we have been running this campaign for a while.
Yay!
And I want to share the results that we got so far, but apart from sharing the results, I also want to share like what have been like basically everything around the campaign. Also the challenges that we've had along the journey.
Nice.
You know, also the challenges that we had along the journey so that people can see it. And yeah, like I said, hopefully it will inspire you to create a campaign for your own. All right?
Great. Now, before we dive in, I do want to give Danny the spotlight. It's a new word I've just invented, the spotlight. And Danny, would you give everybody a brief introduction? You know, I know you and I have had a meeting, and you talked and droned on and on and on and on. So I want to focus you. That's a joke. I'm kidding. But introduce yourself and tell us why you're here and where you came from, please.
Hi, my name is Danny. I recently started at UpViral as the new product manager of UpViral. So my task is to make you happy. To make UpViral easier for you, easier to use.
I'm sorry, Danny. You're talking about me, right? You're talking about you're going to make it easier for Mitch to use, right?
Only for Mitch. Mitch is our only customer.
Nice. All right. I'm sorry. I won't interrupt you anymore.
Yeah. To everyone else, we do that afterwards, okay? So I'm going to make it easier for you, hopefully. I'm giving my best. And I will consider new features to make it like even more profitable and more valuable for you. So I will conduct many user interviews during the next time. So maybe you will get an email from me where I kindly ask for a user interview. So I'm very happy if you say yes then.
Nice.
And yeah, well, how can you get in contact with us? Probably you already know about that, but I will repeat it to make sure that everyone knows. So if you have a problem with using the software or a technical issue, the best address is our support. We recently launched a live chat where you get helped instantly. And there you can just post your question or your technical problem, and then our customer support team helps you. If you have a marketing question, you can just ask here in the Copilot show, or you can go to the Facebook group and ask there. And if you have a suggestion for a new feature, which is very interesting for me, then please go to our features board, which is under features.upviral.com. And there you can post your idea, and then we will consider implementing it. So for sure, we cannot implement every feature, but if more people want to have it, we are very happy to implement it. Yeah, that's it from my side. I'm very curious now to hear what the guys will tell us. And yeah, I wish everyone have great fun here.
We don't have any fun, do we, William?
No, we don't.
Well,
it's just about boring stuff and data.
Yeah.
Serious business work.
It is. It is absolutely serious. And it's good to have you here, Danny. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Love what you're doing over there at UpViral. And I love to tease because Mark's not here. And Mark and I have this ongoing battle because I will talk to him about something and he'll say, Mitch, we're not going to build it just for you. I'm like, well, I'm representing all of the people of UpViral. So anyway, can the Copilot be on Zoom? Lenny asks. Lenny, go away. I'm sorry. I know Lenny. Lenny's one of my guys, so he's always asking about putting this somewhere else other than on this platform, Webinar Jam. Anyway, we'll see. Someday, Lenny. Someday.
We'll think about that.
Oh, yes.
So, William,
tell us actually, Lenny, why would you like it to be on Zoom?
That's a great question. I never asked him that.
Okay.
We get into our sessions, and he's constantly saying, "Can you guys get off of Webinar Jam?"
Yeah. So let us know, Lenny. Why do you want Zoom?
I do know, by the way, several people. I mean, Devin is here, and I'm pointing at the live chat, like you can see what I'm pointing at. But Devin has constantly told me that he doesn't get notifications of these calls. So he wants a different way of getting notifications. Now, I constantly tell him that there are emails that come out, and maybe they're going into his spam folder or something, but I don't know. Maybe someday
that's probably the case. Yes.
Maybe someday we can figure out a way of notifying absolutely everybody and that they all show up.
Yeah.
We already thought about that.
So, shall we dive in?
No. Yes, let's get started, William.
Let's do it. Because I was putting together a presentation before joining the call. Let me share my screen real quick. Turn screen share on. All right. And can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I cannot see myself right now, but the camera is still on. So
yes.
I guess that you guys can see me as well, right? Okay. Cool.
Yes.
All right. So I'm here today, guys, to share both the results and challenges of our own viral marketing campaign. Okay. So basically, this is basically the part two of a two-part series. The first part was done. I was on the Copilot show. I believe, Mitch, it was in December. Is that right?
You think I can remember that far back?
No. I think it was sometime in December. Anyways, it was episode 26, where I shared part one. That was the planning and the strategy behind an UpViral campaign that we were going to do for our own business. That was UpViral's UpViral viral marketing campaign. Okay, and we have now launched that campaign, and I thought it would be a really good idea to do part two where I basically share the results and the roadblocks, the challenges that we had along the way, so that hopefully some of you get inspired from it and get ideas for your own campaigns. Okay?
Okay.
There we go. So just a quick recap about the campaign breakdown, because some of you that are watching now may not have seen episode 26 a few months back. So just a quick campaign.
Is it all right if I pause you just a second? In the chat, those of you who are here, if you have seen the marketing emails for this campaign, and it's called the Viral Launch Formula, you would have known it if you would have seen it. Let us know in the chat if you got those emails and if you signed up. And that'll come in. You continue. I want to know how many people have seen it.
Yeah, cool. So we'll open the pages here in just a sec, and I will be bouncing off, between Chrome and the presentation. But yeah, so we did a campaign giveaway using UpViral, which is the Viral Launch Formula. Okay, the Viral Launch Formula is a free video course from Wilco that we were selling, that we have been selling in the past, and now we decided to basically do it as a giveaway to generate leads for UpViral. Okay.
Yes.
Now, something important to note is that this is an evergreen campaign. So that basically means that it's not something that we start and then it has an end date. And then after 5 days or 14 days, we close it. This is an evergreen campaign that we can keep sending traffic to and get perpetual leads, on an ongoing basis. All right. So let me basically go through the opt-in page as well as the share page. So let me.
Okay. I'm going to say something while you're doing that. By the way, folks, if you guys are paying attention, and part of the reason I asked, Mike and Kathy both said they got the emails and signed up. If you were paying attention, they did something special in the emails, and I want somebody besides Lenny, because Lenny knows I've talked about this. What did they do in the emails to get you into this campaign? There's a special trick that UpViral does. I want to know who noticed it. All right, go, Danny. Or, I'm sorry.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, William. Sorry.
Yes, so anyway, so this is the opt-in page, right? Some of you may have seen it, some of you may not, but it's upviral.com/viral launch formula. It's basically a strategy that Wilco used to score 16,653 free leads without an email list or a huge budget on paid traffic, okay? And it's a video training series. You get a bunch of videos as a free course when you sign up. So basically what they do is they enter their name and email. So this is a custom designed opt-in page. And this was because we built this before we had the drag and drop editor.
Right.
Okay, and then, so yeah, we have basically the logo here, headline, a sub-headline, then an image that represents what people are gonna get when they sign up, the lead capture form here on the left, and then we have basically a more in detail explanation of what it is that people are gonna get, who's Wilco, a bit of a story that you can read on why the viral launch formula is so special, a case study, again, another opt-in over here to increase the conversion rate. And then we have some testimonials of people that have gone through the course and that have gotten successful results from it or that love the content. So we have some testimonials here, bit more of the story, another opt-in, and that's it. Okay, so that's basically the opt-in page we have created for it. And when people sign up, okay, so far they just need to put their name and their email, and they know that they are going to get the viral launch formula. Okay, then after they sign up, they land on this page. All right, this is the share page. It just says, "Congrats, you've unlocked the viral launch formula. And there is a 3-minute video from Wilco where he basically explains that you're going to receive the viral launch formula on your email, but that there's a bunch of other things that you could get if you start sharing. Okay, so it basically says here, want to unlock more exciting rewards, and then here is where we basically have all the rewards that you can get. So it goes from the first reward is a 30-day free access to UpViral Business, which has a value of $79. You get a 30-day completely free trial. You need 75 points for that. Okay. The second reward is an UpViral t-shirt, like the one Mitch is wearing, or the one that Dan is wearing. Okay. And you need 150 points to unlock that. Then you also have the third reward is to unlock the viral hacking masterclass, which is a value of $997, and you need 250 points for that. Then you can also get a full marketing funnel review from the UpViral team. So that's tailored advice from someone in the team on your own funnel. So you need 500 points. Then at 750, we have unlock all the viral marketing courses. So Wilco has multiple courses on viral marketing, on email marketing. So you get to unlock them all. And then the last one, which is our most premium reward, is 12-month free access to UpViral Business. Okay, so those are the rewards. And here we have the custom actions. Okay. So people can basically share the campaign on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, or on Messenger. They get 20 points for that. They can send it by email. They can, and then we also have them, so that's to share, but then we also have the custom actions to grow our different social media channels, okay, such as the Facebook community. We're trying to grow that, so you get 5 points for that. You can also subscribe to Wilco's YouTube channel, Wilco de Cree, you get 5 points, or subscribe to the podcast if you use Apple or if you use Android, you get 5 points, and register for the Copilot Show, you get 10 points, okay?
All right,
and
I'm going to stop you.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't mind. Because there's a couple of questions that came in. But the first thing I want to say is only one person answered my question, but he got it right. And I assume it's a guy. Pardon me for my gender assumption. Amadi said that the emails had a way to auto-enter. And so you guys used the amazing tool called the one-click sign-up in the emails so that people that clicked on the link from the emails skipped the opt-in page and they landed here. They opted in by clicking that link. And I love that. Absolutely love that. And I want people to, if you haven't looked, go back and look at your emails, because it's all through all of those emails. And it's a feature that nobody else has. That's one of the reasons why I love UpViral. All right. Now, in terms of right here, I don't want you to go on. Hold on. I'm not done.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm in control. I'm in control. Scroll back up for me just a hair, if you wouldn't mind. So no, just to the Facebook, so all the buttons are showing. 2 questions. Mike says, "Why no points for emails?" And that's something that I want Danny to pay attention to, because this is something that's been bugging me for forever. And I've mentioned it to Mark a couple of times, but the assumption, UpViral decided a long time ago in a land far, far away, that because that button takes somebody to whatever email system they have installed on their computer, that they shouldn't allocate points to that function. And what I want is that you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Because Devin says he can't hear. So Devin, that must be something on your side. But my belief is that if we gave points for send by email, UpViral doesn't allocate points for that, more people would do it. and it's always been a bugaboo, and people always ask me that question. Why aren't there points for that button? I think we need to be consistent and give points for that. Okay? Side note. All right. The other question, and a couple of people have asked this question. Why didn't you tell us at the top of the page or somewhere on the page how many points we got for each referral? It's not on there. The folks in my mastermind and I have done a review of your campaign, but that's not there. And so that's something that as we go forwards, I'm going to give you some more feedback as we go potentially today or later about things that I noticed that weren't quite what I expect. But that question has consistently come up because people were asking people to refer others, but we don't tell them how many points we get. And that's something that is very also consistent when I do campaign reviews. People don't think that they should be telling other people that, or they don't realize they need to specify that because, we all know that you can only earn those points one time, right? The share on Facebook can only be earned once. The tweet on Twitter can only be earned one time. So the way that they can earn all those other incentives is by referring others. Now, you did ask them to refer others, but you didn't really hammer it home. And we need to talk about that more on this page. Yeah,
that's a really good point. And also, that's also what I'm looking forward to on this call, to get feedback from everyone,
Well, Mike asked that one specifically. Why wasn't it stated where the participants were given rewards for the referred leads?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
We didn't mention that. All right, go ahead, keep going. I'll let you go now.
All right. So I was saying, I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. So you were talking about the incentives here.
Yeah, I was talking about the incentive. So how do people get the points? And then here underneath we display all the incentives that they can get. The 30-day trial, the T-shirt, the viral hacking masterclass, and up to 1 year free access to UpViral. And that is the page.
All right. Okay. Now, I have another question since before you go on. Lenny asked this question earlier. I've seen other people talk about this. How did you decide how many points it took to earn each one of those things? What was your thought process in deciding how many points, not what the buttons have, but the incentives?
Not the buttons, but the incentives.
Right. 75 points. Why did you pick 75 points?
That is something. So 75 points get you a 30-day free trial to UpViral. So new people that get to know UpViral with the viral launch formula campaign, the reason why we picked 75 points is because they don't have to do a lot of stuff to unlock the first reward. If they share on Facebook, they share on LinkedIn and on Twitter, plus they join the Copilot show, they would already reach 75 points.
Okay.
So they just do a few things and they immediately have the first reward.
And technically, that 30-day trial is something you want everybody to get, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
That was the second thing that I wanted to mention. So that it's also a reward that we also want people to do. To sign up to UpViral. Right. All right, and get their foot in the door. So that's why we set 75 points. Then the UpViral T-shirt is 150 points. Basically, why did we pick 150 points for that one? So it is something that it doesn't cost a lot on our end to send a T-shirt, and to get 150 points, you already have to do like a bit more of commitment with the giveaway, right? You need to start like referring a few people in order to get it. So that's why we picked 150 points.
So let me, if I may, interrupt you yet again. If you do all the buttons, you get 130 points. So in order to get 150, you have to refer at least one, but we still don't know how many points that is to refer somebody. This is the stumbling point, and I'm not picking on you. I'm saying this for everybody, for everybody's edification here. Pay attention. And Lenny just said it. There's always room for improvement. That's why everyone needs to take. That's what everyone needs to take home. At any level, pro or newbie, there's room to improve. And I love that point. Thank you, Lenny. So that's the key, though, is that you have to make it obvious to them how they can achieve these things, and without telling them how many points. Do you know how many points, by the way, it is for a referral?
Yes, it's 35. We allocate 35 points for a referral.
I figured that out because I referred myself. I cheated. And I saw how many points I got. And by the way, you've also got it set up so that when somebody first comes in, well, let me ask you that, well, you didn't register. Where do I see what my points are?
Okay, so if you come back to this page, you would see the points that you have. If you come back to the thank you page.
And the scenario is that most people don't see that number. They go looking for something that says, here's how many points you have. And I'm saying this for Danny because Danny's here. Some of the templates in the old system, and it will be different in the new system. But for everybody who's listening, you got to make it obvious how many points they have, because otherwise, and those little boxes that were on that widget are not obvious how many points you have. And if you scroll back up, everybody that signed up didn't even get 1 point to sign up. They were at 0. And Mitch, the guy Mitch, hates that. When I sign up to something, I want at least 1 point. Will you give me 1 point when I sign up? Please? So this is for everybody that's watching. Everybody should get something for signing up, whether it's a point or don't slap up a 0 in front of them when you're showing them their points. It's just defeating. All right, I'll be quiet for now.
Good point. Good point about the 1 point. All right, so that is the rewards.
All right, I'm going to ask you one more question about the rewards because it always comes up. Yes. I know the answer to this, but I want to hear it from you. Go down to the next level. Everybody asks this question because, and right now our faces are on top of the question, so I'm going to move us out of the way. You can't see where we are, but the last one that says 1,000 points says the value is $948. And the one that's 750 points says the value is almost $3,000. Everybody wants to know why those two things aren't flipped because of the dollar value.
Yeah. Well, I don't see that specifically. There needs to be a reason between like points and value. Because at the end of the day, for us as well, you know, as a company, for us, providing the different courses doesn't cost us anything. So we would give more priority to giving them access to the courses than to giving them 1 year free access to UpViral.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's mainly the reason why. Okay.
Okay.
It's the same actually, like, for example, here as well, like 1 month of UpViral is $79, right? If you sign up to the business plan, but the t-shirt is $30. But for us, we would rather have them start a 30-day free trial than sending them a t-shirt. This has a cost for us as a business. This one doesn't, you know? And we find it more valuable if people sign up to a 30-day free trial that can later on become a customer than just shipping a t-shirt. So I don't think there needs to be a correlation between the amount of points and the value.
And I agree with you. I'm just telling you that people ask that question. And I think it's very obvious and a very good point in the first two in terms of the UpViral 30-day free trial and the t-shirt, I mean, everybody knows that you're trying to get me to use the software beyond 30 days, right? It's fairly obvious. And that's kind of a no-brainer for people to think about it. But a t-shirt, that has a physical cost to it and a delivery cost to it. So in my mind, and I'm, again, saying this for people that are watching, not just trying to teach Danny or William something, there is a very different perception in the value in those.
Yeah.
And Keith just said it. I guess it's about the perception of the value. You are correct. Are you planning to get into the advertising or how you got traffic in here later?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'll leave that.
Yeah.
By the way, my friend AJ raises this point, and I'm going to say it really quickly for Danny, because I'm not the only one that wants this. Right now, the only way to set these incentives is by points. And AJ's question is, can you give us an option to choose between the number of people somebody refers for an incentive? It's
I
on the
already
feature.
noted it.
Okay.
Noted.
It's on the feature request board. It's something I've been begging for forever. All right. Lenny says, why not give away a Tesla? Wouldn't that give you more leads? Lenny's a funny guy. We'll move on from that. All right, you go. I know we're already half an hour in, William. So I'll be quiet for now.
We're half an hour in, and I think I'm on the third slide.
No, I know. I'm sorry. Go.
It's okay. All right. So now you guys have the full campaign breakdown of the opt-in page and the share page, as well as the incentive. So you know what the campaign was all about. So now let's talk about traffic. So how did we send traffic to this campaign? Okay. So the first thing we did, and I believe that Danny talked a bit about this, well, not a bit, he talked a lot about Facebook ads a couple of weeks ago on the Copilot show. The other Danny, yes, correct. Yes. So one of the traffic strategies that we used for the viral launch formula was Facebook ads with cold traffic. So people that have never heard from us before, okay? Because at the end of the day, this is a lead magnet. So it's great to get new people into our world. Right. All right, so what we did is we split tested 3 different variations of ad copy and 4 different creative variations. So that gave us 12 different ads in total. Okay, the one that you see on the right is an example. And then what we did is from the split test on Facebook, the creative with the highest click-through rate, okay, the one that people clicked on the most, that is what we used. That is what then became our social share image on the campaign. All right. So the budget that we have set for these Facebook ads is $65 a day, and we're getting a cost per lead of $1.88. So sub $2 CPL. So that's a very good CPL on Facebook. Okay.
Nice. For cold traffic, that's cool.
Yeah. So, and now I want to show you as well the different variations of Facebook ads we have. The copy is too small, so don't focus on the copy, but the creative. Which one do you guys think was the winner? Let's make it a bit interactive. Let Mitch know in the chat, because I cannot, sharing my screen, I cannot see the chat. Let Mitch know which one do you believe had the highest click-through rate on Facebook.
Cool.
And I'm not sure, did Danny share this? The other Danny shared it a couple of weeks ago.
We talked a lot about the ads, but I don't remember specifically which one was the answer. We got 4, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3. Getting lots of answers. Thank you. Peter says 3. George says 2. There's a couple of 2s. So we got all of them.
Okay.
Maria said 1. There you go. All right.
So George said 2.
Yeah.
Number 2. Number 2 was the winner.
Yay!
So that is the ad that got the highest click-through rate. So that is the one that we're currently, it's not the one I would have guessed, to be honest with you. When I sat there and I designed this with our designer, number 4 was my favorite one. And if I had to put money, I would have put money on number 4 to become the winner. But that is what happens with digital marketing. You know, you never know how it's going to turn.
And that's why we do testing.
Exactly. We let the data tell us the answer. So number 2 is the one that people, that's the most eye-catching on Facebook, and the one that people click on the most. All right. So
I'm sorry. You know, and that's going to actually play into next week's show, which is why I wanted to bring it up. And I've done a screen grab on that, by the way, because next week's show, we're going to talk about the social sharing images inside of UpViral and what works the best, at least in Mitch's opinion. And that one actually fits all of my whistles. So tune in next week for that.
Awesome. Awesome. So that's in regards to the Facebook ads. Okay.
Right.
Traffic strategy number 1.
Right.
Traffic strategy number 2 is we also send a couple of email announcements. So this is not cold traffic anymore like Facebook. This is warm traffic, because these people, they know you. And we sent 2 email broadcasts to our list. If you've been on our list for a few weeks, you have probably received them as well. And as Mitch mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we we were using the one-click sign-up feature. Okay.
Nice.
And I left here the URL, the preview URL of the emails that we use, because when we upload the replay, we will also add, I will also add the slides to it so that people can actually access the emails as well. All right. But we basically send out a couple of broadcast emails to our entire list to encourage them to get the free giveaway, the lead magnet, and then then on the thank you page they would share it. Sorry?
Just to be clear, those emails that are in this thing that you're going to share will get them to the actual email content. It's not going to take you to the contest. It's going to take you to the content of the 2 emails that he's talking about. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So if you click here, you will see the body of the email, and then in the body of the email you have call to actions that take you to the thank you page using the one-click sign up.
Right.
Okay. So that's for the second traffic strategy, which was sending out some email announcements. Okay. Now I included part 2 of email marketing, but this is a bit more advanced. So if you're just getting started on collecting leads for your business, feel free to ignore this one. But if you already have a lot of leads, something that you're doing, or if not, you should be doing, is when you send a broadcast email, you should exclude everyone that is inactive in your database. Okay. There are different ways of doing this, and each software works a bit differently. But we have it set up so that when we send out an email, we're only sending it to those that have shown activity on any of our previous emails. Okay? And so we send. So what happens then is that we have also like a part of our database are just inactive contacts that are sitting there. Some of them are fake email addresses, because we all get them. Right. Some others are just people that have subscribed maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, but just stopped opening our emails. Okay, so what we did is we also did a reactivation campaign to all those inactive subscribers. We also sent a couple of emails with different copy that would talk to them specifically, you know. So that would be sort of like, hey, we noticed that you haven't been opening our emails lately, you know, so I wanted to start a relationship again with a bang, you know, and then it goes into the whole story of the viral launch formula.
Right.
And by doing this, we reactivated 5% of the list that was inactive. Cool. Okay, so that we got them back to be active subscribers. All right, and they're opening all the other emails that we're sending out through Active Campaign. All right, so that is the second traffic strategy, which is email.
5% is a good number, by the way.
Yes. The third one, and I like this one because it is free, absolutely, completely free. And that is, we've recently done this. That is the email signature for the UpViral support team. So all emails from the UpViral support team now include a call to action to the viral launch formula. So on average, they respond to like 5 tickets on a daily basis. Sorry, not 5, 50 tickets on a daily basis. Okay, and as you can see here on the right, and these 2 red arrows are pointing at it. There is when they respond to the ticket, at the very bottom there is like a super signature with a couple of call to actions. One is for the Copilot show, and the first one here says, "One more engagement, leads, and sales for your business. Get free access to the viral launch formula video course." Okay, so that is a free way of getting more people to our UpViral campaign to join the giveaway. All right, so that is the third traffic strategy.
Nice. I assume you're tracking all of these?
We are. I don't have the data right here, but we are. So strategy number 4 is we added an exit pop-up to the UpViral blog. All right, so it's the pop-up that you see here on the right-hand side. And now all the past, like the blog posts that are sitting there on our blog, and all the new ones that will be added to the blog will include this exit pop-up that points traffic to the viral launch formula. Okay, so again, like it is people that are on our website, so it's a free way of getting more people to the viral launch formula. Okay, and if someone is interested, we use ConvertBox to do these website pop-ups. All right,
I do too.
And the reason why we added it as an exit pop-up, because I was really like thinking about how we could do this, because the main goal of our website is not to get people on the viral launch formula. The main goal of our website is to, if you're a customer, that you log in, and if you're not a customer, that you become a customer, because we want you to sign up to a $1 trial, right? So I was like, if I add this exit pop-up to all of the pages, that would help with the viral launch formula, but we had to be careful because it could decrease the number of $1 trial signups. But from there, I decided if people is reading content on the blog and they're interested in it, we have some call to actions for the $1 trial in the blog already. So I thought the exit pop-up on the blog is a perfect place to not decrease the signups on the $1 trial, but still get some extra traffic to the viral launch formula.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the 4th traffic strategy. And now what happens after people sign up, right? Because a lot of people, really focused on generating the leads, but equally or even more important is what happens after you get the leads, right?
Yep.
So this is basically what happens after people sign up. So we have an automation set up. It's an email automation containing 6 different emails. And do you see my mouse, Mitch?
Yes.
Or not? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I will just really quickly. This is too small, but I will take you through it. Okay. So when people sign up to the viral launch formula, this is the first email that they receive, and that is basically the delivery of the lead magnet, the delivery of the course. Then after a day, we send them a second email, which is basically encouraging them to go back to the thank you page and get the extra rewards by sharing it, by referring other people, by signing up to the Copilot show, subscribing on YouTube, all of that, right? So that is what this second email contains. Then from there, we have a conditional, the automation basically splits the audience into 2. If they are already UpViral customers, they go to this segment over here where they wait and they receive a last email That is, again, like after a couple of days, that is to remind them to refer other people and to share it online. Okay, but if they are not customers, they go into this other thing. Okay, this other segment, and here is where we start introducing with subtle call to actions the $1 trial. Okay. Because then, even though, like, yes, our goal is also to get people to refer other people and to share it on social media, our goal is also to generate more customers from this. So we have subtle call to actions, not like aggressive, hyped marketing, you know. We still talk about the viral launch formula and how they're getting value from it and that they should go watch the videos. But every now and then, you know, we have some subtle call to actions as well.
Nice.
So in total, we have 6 emails in this sequence. And the open rates we're seeing are between 34 and 66%. Okay, so the one at the top, you know, the first one where we deliver the lead magnet, that gets 66% open rate. And the lowest one, which is the last one for non-customers, is 34%, which is still like pretty decent.
Nice.
Yeah. So that means, and I'm really happy to see that, you know, because that means that the leads that we're getting from Facebook, the leads that are being referred, that most of them are quality leads and quality emails. Okay, because they're opening our emails in the automation. All right. Okay, so that's what happens after the sign up. And I've added here, you know, you can access this tomorrow once we upload the replay. Here you have every single email of the automation that I just walked you through. Okay.
Thank you.
Email day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 for non-customers, and then day 5 for customers. All right. So, but can you do the drums?
Sure.
Yes.
Nice.
The results so far. And I put so far in brackets because it's an evergreen campaign and we want to keep sending traffic to it. We're going to optimize it, you know. So this is what we got so far. So we have generated 4,066 leads. 3,877 were direct, 189 were referred. Okay. We've generated 1,271 social shares. So 31% of users have interacted, have shared it. 535 total actions. So that is join the Facebook group, you know, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on our podcast. So that is 13% of users that interacted on the custom actions. And the email open rate inside UpViral is 74%. Okay,
Great.
So again, really happy with the email open rate. All right.
Yes.
But now let's talk about customer acquisition.
Can I stop? Is it okay if I stop you back?
Let me go back. Yes.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, obviously, because I want to see what the rest are. But I think some of these numbers are indicating to you, and I'm bringing this up because those of you who've watched the Copilot shows know that I harp on this all the time. You guys, all of y'all out there in the planet, need to be looking at that number on the top row that's on the far right. 189 referred. Out of 3,800 that came in, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a big thumbs down. And by looking at this data, I can tell you that probably 2 things are happening. Number one, they're not watching the video. This is Mitch's guess. They're not watching the video, and we can figure that out by you would go in and look at the number of times people watch it versus how many leads you got. And I suspect that people aren't watching the video. I bet you your numbers are really low there because they don't want to sit through a 3-minute video to figure out how to register, do the other stuff. Number 2 is they don't know the number of points to get to do what you asked them to do to refer people. So they're not doing the referrals. They're not doing the social sharing. And that number, 189, is telling you that in big, bold letters saying, UpViral's working, right? You are getting referrals, but they're not trying to earn those incentives.
Yeah.
And that number right there, just simply looking at that one number is telling you a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that is one of the major things that that we want to improve next. We want to make changes so that we get more referred leads.
Yeah.
What we also noticed on that note is that which does make sense, is that the ones that when we get the most amount of referrals is when we send traffic from our warm audiences, so
Sure.
sort of from email. These people know, like, and trust us,
Right.
compared to, for example, cold traffic from Facebook, who've never heard about UpViral before, and they join because of the free video training.
Right.
So that is also something that we've noticed. But for sure, there is a lot of work to be done on the number of referred leads.
Right.
While it's good because they came in for free, we need to drastically increase it. I agree.
And I will. John T just said exactly what I've been wanting to see inside of UpViral since forever. UpViral should provide a ratio of referred leads to direct leads in the reports dashboard. # feature request.
Noted that.
I mean, it's one of the really critical pieces that I can go on and on and on, and I have, about this topic, so I'm going to be quiet. But this is a big one, because that number is going to tell you lots. I'll tell you, for example, you guys gave me this award for 250,000 leads. Guess what my ratio is? The one that John just talked about. I didn't do the math, but based on your number, it's like, I don't know, 2%, something like that. Out of the 250,000 leads that I've gathered from that plaque, my referral ratio is 44%. I'm getting 44%, 44% free leads. And if people aren't looking at that number, then they're not looking at what UpViral provides. And that's why I focus on it. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet now.
That's all right. So we are, just did the math now, we are getting 4.6%.
Okay, 4%.
Now, 4%, yeah.
There is nothing wrong with that. I will tell everybody that listens, that's 4.3% that you weren't getting before by using your other crappy methods. You're getting almost 5% bonus leads. Yeah. Now let's focus on bumping that up.
Yeah, it's exactly what I shared. One of the traffic strategies is Facebook, right? We're getting leads from Facebook for $1.88. That is what Facebook is reporting, but it's actually less than that because we also got 190 free leads extra.
Correct.
Cool. So the results so far. Then let's talk about customer acquisition. Okay, so something that that I mentioned is that inside the automation, the email automation, we have some subtle call to action. So we're not like really hammering people because we have promotions scheduled further down the line. But we have some subtle call to actions inside those emails. Okay. Plus, if you remember, also the first reward is a 30-day free trial to UpViral.
Right.
Okay. So from that, we're getting customers into UpViral. So the results so far on customer acquisition: 21 new UpViral members from the unlocked reward. Okay.
Nice.
And then 44 new UpViral customers from the email automation. Okay, so in total, between what we got from the reward plus what we got from the subtle call to actions in the emails, we got 65 new UpViral customers that we didn't have before. Okay, so so we're also getting some customers from the campaign as well, apart from getting leads. That's what matters at the end of the day, right? Customers. So what's next? One thing that we are going to be doing is we want to add a new traffic source. And what we're going to do is we're going to be adding a call to action on the signature at the bottom of all the value-based broadcast emails that we send in the future. Okay, so not like every now and then we do promotions. That's not where we're going to include the viral launch formula, because it would distract from the promotion.
Right.
But if we send a value-based email where there is a YouTube video from Wilco with a tip, or just a lesson on marketing, or some business advice, then we add that in on the footer of the email, just a subtle call to action. Okay, so we will get more traffic from there as well. We're also looking forward to split testing the headline and the sub-headline to aim to increase the conversion rate on the opt-in page. And then something that I'm not convinced is, apart from the referral ratio, is the first reward. So we have in total 171 people that have unlocked the 30-day free trial, and 21 signed up. So I believe there is a lot of room for improvement there. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do as of now, but I'm just saying that it is something that we're going to work on to improve, just
Nice.
like the referred leads ratio. Okay. And so now really it's time to optimize. You know, we got it to this point. In part 1, I shared, like in episode 26, I shared about the planning and the strategy. And now we got results in. This has been active for a few weeks now. So now it's really time to optimize. Okay, so to take it to the next level. And that's it.
Yay!
Any questions?
Yes, questions.
Let me stop the share because I don't see your faces. So let me go back to Webinar Jam.
Da-da-da. All right, I'm going to start
Thumb
backwards.
screens are off.
Thank you for the awesome stuff there, William.
No worries.
Going way back in time, I wanted to let you finish, so I stopped interrupting you. When we were talking about the Facebook ads, and number 2 was the winner, did it win by a landslide, or was it really close? Jeff wants to know.
Oof. I am not sure. I don't have that data here right now.
Okay.
So I don't know, unfortunately. I know it was the winner. But that would, our other Danny, our media buyer, would have the answer to that specific question.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Lenny, my friend Lenny, can you give points for sharing this show real time? So one of the things that's in the buttons, the custom actions that you have, is to sign up for the Copilot show. What Lenny's trying to do, thinking fast forward, would be, if people were to go back to there, could they share this Copilot show right now and get bonus points for it? Is there a way of UpViral tracking something like that?
I don't believe so, unless you know a workaround, Mitch.
I don't. That's
yeah.
But
no,
I do know. Well, Danny, one of the ideas that we have talked about, and I believe it was on the feature request board, was to be able to do some kind of external tracking, right, for verification. So if I send somebody from a custom action to a URL, did they really do the thing that I asked them to do? Right now, we come back and we ask them a question, but is there a way to, like, put some JavaScript or something on one of our own pages to track that? That's
that the page says he was there.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
All right. John T. UpViral could provide we talked about that. Feature requests. We talked about that. If you're not watching the video, if people are not watching the video, this is Keith, does the video need to be shorter, or is something else needed? Now, I will tell you, I'm going to give you a quick answer, and I'm going to see if Danny has, again, William has some input, because Danny's so new, he doesn't know squat yet. My guess is from the campaigns that I have done, people are in a hurry. They don't want to watch a video. They're more likely to watch the video on the sharing page, on the second page, than they are on the first one. My results show that, and maybe it's just me, maybe, and I've done campaigns for clients, but typically people don't want to sit through a video that explains a bunch of stuff. They want that information in text on that page. You should do both. Put a video on there if you want, because some people will watch the video. But what you need to do is to explain to them in text that, especially on the sharing page, hey, the biggest bang for your buck is to refer people, because you're going to get 35 points for each one of them. That means that incentive number one only takes 2 people or whatever, right? I'm not specifically talking about this campaign. But when you do that, then they recognize, oh, I can do that. Or they'll say to themselves, well, that's too hard, and they'll run away screaming. So you have to be careful with what you're asking people to do. My suspicion, again, going back to this particular campaign, is that and I've forgotten the math, but I think it takes like almost 100 people. No, it was 40 people as referrals to win the higher level things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And most people can't, they look at that and they go, I'm never going to get 40 people referred. And they bail out completely. Now, there are going to be some people that will work their tails off for that. But this is part of the learning process of when you build a campaign, especially in an evergreen situation. You can look at the results and see what's working and what's not working. Always be looking at your freaking data. And if you're not looking at your data, you're doing it wrong. I'm just mean about this one. You guys, I mean, the people that have come through my classes that look at the reports and learn what those reports are telling them are a heck of a lot more effective with their use of UpViral than people that just go, oh, well, I think that worked, and they go on to the next thing. Did you have anything to say about that one, William?
Nothing to add. Okay. No, split test it. That would be my...
Natasha asks, what was the ad spend to collect all 4,000 leads? Do you have a total?
Yes, I have a total ad spend that we have spent so far, but not the 4,000 came from Facebook ads. Remember, we talked about 4 different strategies: the exit pop-up, the signature on the customer support tickets, Facebook ads, and then email. So, but we have spent so far, we're spending $65 a day, and let me check real quick. I have the data. I should have it here. So far, we've spent $1,500.
Nice.
Yeah. And now let me go back to webinar.
All right. So Lenny wants to know, how are you guys tracking all of these stats?
How are we tracking what? Sorry?
Yeah. How are you tracking the 4 different methods? Are you using UpViral tracking internally, or are you doing something else?
So we have from ConvertBox, it's inside ConvertBox that we can know the stats of how many people clicked on that ConvertBox.
Right.
Is that what you're referring to?
Well, you've got 4 different methods, right? You've got 4 different sets of people coming in. My question is, Lenny is prompting me here is what he's really doing. My question is, are you guys using the UpViral tracking on all of those links?
No, we're not. We're not using our own. We're not using our own tracking there.
All right. Training number 1 for William is, I got to show you how to do that tracking.
Okay.
Because the second part of Lenny's question was, I would love to see a future in-depth episode breaking all this stuff down and seeing. I mean, because I'm interested. You mentioned 4 different ways of bringing in traffic. but we haven't really talked about which one's more effective. You know, how many leads are coming from Facebook versus the convert box and all those kind of things. I'd like to see that kind of stuff. If you were doing the UpViral tracking, we could go in and look at the reports right now, and you would know that data. All right.
Writing it down.
See? This is what you guys get when you start using your own tool and you got this guy on board, because I do all this stuff all the time. Jeff, this has been full of value with both of your transparency regarding your contest as well as Mitch's suggestions. So you get a thumbs up for coming on and being brave to talk about this stuff.
My pleasure. I knew I was gonna get hammered by Mitch. So I knew that before joining, you know. But still, like I was like, if it's gonna inspire the audience, let's do it.
Yes. And I've been nice, okay? Some people tell me I'm way too mean. Stephen, as this campaign is evergreen, can you go back and change anything you need while it's still running? Well, the answer to that one is hell yeah. And I suspect you're going to do that.
Yeah, that's part of the optimization now.
I mean,
so
yeah,
we're going to look at.
You go ahead. You finish that.
So that's part of the optimization. Now we have a few already suggestions that we're going to be and things that we need to look at. Now we're going to optimize it by changing the campaign. So for example, we know people are not really referring, only like, what was it, 4.5% or so. So we need to drastically increase that. So we need to brainstorm ideas on how are we going to get more people to refer. And then we're probably going to change the share page in order to achieve that.
Are you going to potentially change over to the UpViral templates as opposed to ClickFunnels?
No, this is not ClickFunnels.
Okay.
So this is...
you're right. It's the WordPress page.
Yeah, it's a WordPress page. I honestly, I don't think we're going to do that for this campaign because we've already built the pages, but all future pages, like for example, when we released the UpViral editor, we did another campaign, separate campaign, nothing to do with this one. Right. For that one, we used a drag and drop. And now I have another campaign in mind where we're also going to be using that. Yeah.
My friend Devin wants to know, actually, all of you are my friends. I don't know why I'm saying that. How are the existing customers benefiting by the point values? I mean, will we be given access to Connectio or something? So he's suggesting that existing customers potentially aren't interested in some of the things that are on offer. I think he's a little wrong on that, but I'll see what you have to say.
So the existing customers are actually the ones that are the most interested, you know, because they can get there is the T-shirt, there is the courses, the full funnel review. There is also the most premium gift, the most premium reward is a 12-month free access. So even though you're a customer, you could basically, if you're already a customer, you would save that if you get to that level, if you get the 1,000 points. Right. So it's the most. I see the customers as being the most interested in the campaign.
I agree. So I'm a little curious, Devin. I know Devin is interested in the Connectio products, but this is focused on UpViral. So I can't see that in this particular campaign that you guys are ever going to offer that. That's not the point. Jeff would like to know, when you optimize, will you adjust one thing at a time and gather more data, or make a whole bunch of changes all at once?
We do one change, we gather some data, see the positive impact or negative impact, and then we change the second thing. You know, we're not going to change a lot of stuff at the same time, because if we then see that it performs better, we won't be able to pinpoint what it actually caused it to improve the performance of the campaign. So one thing at a time.
Mike wants to know, do you have that file set up as a download, or is that going to be on the replays?
I don't have it here, but I can actually, let me add it. I should be able to. I think
you can.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, no, I'm not going to sit and wait. Jeff, says, by the way, that I think this is a good comment. So I'm reading it out like partially because I know the people who are watching the replays don't get to see the chat. So I like to, when people say nice things, make sure that the people that are watching later get to understand the reactions from the community. Jeff says, it's always hard to admit mistakes. So I really appreciate you guys sharing your information. It's a great learning process for all of us. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Jeff. And that's the whole reason we do the co-pilot shows. Many of you who know me have heard me confess to many mistakes, right? Mistakes are how we learn and grow. And if you can get over that hurdle of being upset or embarrassed by mistakes, sometimes mistakes are embarrassing, okay, I admit it. But the whole point is to just grow from what you've learned. John T says there's always a different perspective from developers and users, which is kind of what's going on here, right? You guys are the developers. I'm the user guy. Now, for those of you who don't know me, most of you probably do, I was a software developer for 32 years at Boeing. So I'm a little bit of both, but I'm coming at these guys from a user's perspective all the time. Great job of sharing your info, John says, let's work together to improve UpViral, which is absolutely my goal. All the things that I tease you guys about is to make the thing better. Because I think I've told both of you guys, I think UpViral is the best tool on the planet. Most other tools are focusing on one aspect, like contests or giveaways, and you can use UpViral for so much stuff. Everything. All right. So I see you put it in the files section.
Yeah, people should be able to download it now.
If you go to the, I don't know how to do that. Someday I ought to learn how to do that on Webinar Jam.
Let us know in the chat if you can access it. But yeah, you
should be able to
have it available.
You should be able to see that and go download it. And thank you for making that happen.
No worries.
Lenny's question, interesting question. Are you tracking SEO benefits from organic and paid traffic?
No.
That would be tough. It's a good question.
No, we're not, and I'm not sure how you would do that.
I don't know either. I don't know either. Jeff, how much time and money will you spend to get the data from the changes? Interestingly enough, well, you tell us if you got an answer for that one.
So how much would we spend?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't base my decision on how much we spent. I would base the decision based on what I see inside UpViral, the new leads collected, and how we're getting more referred leads. But yeah, I don't know from the top of my head right now how I would do that.
So let me tell you something. This is a promotion for UpViral. Now, this campaign is built in WordPress, and I figured that out, by the way, and I should have remembered. I said ClickFunnels, but for those of you who don't know, there's a tool called Wappalizer that starts with a W and there's 2 P's in there, Wappalizer, that is on Chrome that you can go in and see what functions, what tools are used on a website. And so I often go in and look at what people are doing. If you want to spy on how people are building something, you could use that from an end user perspective. Now, it does not recognize UpViral, and I don't know what it takes to do that. It's not really important. I mean, we can typically figure out whether it's got an UpViral widget on it or not, right? But in terms of the testing, when you're using UpViral hosted landing pages and you're on the business plan or above, you can do split tests. So you can do those split tests and see the results inside of UpViral. which is another advantage of not using a tool like WordPress or ClickFunnels or some other landing page builder. Build your pages in UpViral. And now that we have this awesome new freaking editor and some really cool templates, there should be no reason for you to use other technology other than maybe you've already got the pages built, which is what William said. So
in our case that we have the page built,
right.
We would use Google Optimize for measuring, like if we change the headline, subheadline, we want to measure the conversion rate on the opt-in page, we would use Google Optimize to gather the data.
Okay.
But yeah, now that we have the drag and drop, much better to use the templates.
From especially, I mean, it depends, right? I have no idea how to use Google Optimize. I have no clue about all those tools, but I do know UpViral. And it's much easier from a perspective of somebody that's maybe trying to not use a whole lot of tools to be able to go and use UpViral and to be able to just do the split test right in there and get the data. I would much rather do that. That's Mitch preaching about simplicity. It's not about promoting UpViral. It's not that at all. But again, I preach looking at the data. I preach doing things the easiest way you possibly can, and building your whole campaign inside of UpViral is it. All right. Speaking of UpViral tracking, which is this question's from Yuri, can we use the tracking on referral links? The answer is no, because UpViral does the tracking on referral links. And if I could spend an hour talking about this, and I often do because, I'm very long-winded, but the tracking inside of UpViral is on the direct traffic. It's not on the referred traffic. Let me say it, rewind. The custom tracking inside of UpViral is on the direct traffic that I send to a campaign. The referred traffic is tracked by UpViral. UpViral watches for traffic coming from Facebook or Twitter on all those different shares that we have. UpViral tracks that and gives that data to you in the referral stats on the reports page. So the answer, Yuri, is that yes, you do get referred traffic tracking, but it's provided by UpViral. You use the custom tracking on the front side with the direct leads, which is what I was going to teach William about on how to do that with the Facebook ads, with the convert box, all those things.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, speaking of feature requests, here's one, since we're here. So you guys did a great job of using the one-click sign-up. Those links, I can't put a tracking link on. I cannot put a custom tracking link on a one-click sign-up, and I would love to be able to do that. Because it's direct traffic. I'd love to be able to put a tracking link on it. All right, great question, Yuri. See this? I get to get in my little jabs since the other Ben. I'm sorry. What's his name again? I'm teasing. Danny is here. So I think, as Jeff said, I think it'd be good to have another show 2 months down the road to show people what we've done in terms of changes to the campaign and what that's done to the results.
Yeah, like part 3, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Part 1, part 2, part 3, where we share, the optimizations we've done and the results we got from it. So yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what Yuri is trying to suggest there, because he says, so why not develop it in a way that it only adds the ref user parameter? I'm not sure I understand that, Yuri, but all right. Mike says later show part 3 would be great.
Yes.
All right. Here's another one for you, Danny. You're getting an earful. Question from Mike.
I already have a book here.
I know. And we've only had one call so far, Danny, but oh, look at that. Mike's question, can we get, I'm sorry, he says when. I love that positive. It's not a question, can we get this? He wants to know when it's going to happen. Traffic analysis of what breaks down the unknown traffic. So inside, Danny, see, I did it right that time, and then I thought I was wrong. So Danny, when we look at the reports, there's this big bucket of unknown, right? There's custom tracking, there's referral tracking, and then there's this big bucket of I don't know where it came from. And there are possibilities of breaking that down into more data, and we would love to see that.
Yeah, I noted down, but I cannot say when right now.
Yeah.
Because I still have to prioritize the stuff. There are so many wishes. We cannot make all come true.
What?
No.
You've been listening to Mark, haven't you? Paul says, I appreciate the shows, but I have a feature request for these long shows. Would you provide a 15-minute break for toilets and snacks and stuff? No. No. Sorry, Paul.
Should have done that before coming on the show.
That's right. Now you know. And you guys are going to be lucky because we're going to cut this off in 2 or 3 minutes. And unless there's some new questions. Last week, I went 2 3/4 hours on the Q&A show. So you guys, woo-wee, talk about needing a break. I needed one that day. So that's all the questions I see right now. I think I've asked them all. Really appreciate you guys being here. William and Danny, thank you for popping in, Danny, and sticking around. Gave us an opportunity to hammer on you a little bit there.
I love to be being hammered on. It's good.
Do you?
Good
Well,
to
good.
get some feedback. It's good. Like
Nice.
everyone, let me know. Let me know the stuff.
So you guys now have gotten an open. Send in those reports, and I advocate that, and I'm so glad you've said it, because I think that's the best way of getting information and making it better. So, Lenny said Mark has a gun to Danny's head on another Zoom screen. So
maybe yes, but I can't admit it right. You know,
Roy, in answer, I'm sorry. I apologize. I keep cutting you off. Roy, in answer to your question about what I'm doing, connect with me outside of this. I'm not here to promote what I'm doing. If you want to know more about what's going on outside, just let me know. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Danny and William, for sharing this. It is very helpful to have this kind of inside look at a real campaign with real data and real numbers. It's freaking awesome, and I appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you too.
No worries. That was ultimately the goal, to share it with the audience, be transparent about our own campaign, which isn't perfect. And that way we all learn. We come here, we brainstorm. I get ideas on how to optimize it, and hopefully people in the audience have been inspired as well for their own campaigns.
I know they have. Thank you very much. You guys out there in the real world, tune in next week, because we are going to talk about social sharing, the images, how to craft the perfect 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And it will be potentially a very short show because there's just this magic for... I'm lying. You guys know I can't do anything short. Tune in next week. Love everybody being here. Thank you guys again so much. And we are
Thanks, everyone.
Out of here. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.